It's really important for parents to talk to their kids about their adoption for a number of different reasons. One is, what my experience has been, is kids generally have a sense if something is being unspoken, as well as for parents, it is a way to be able to have control around the information and to be able to also be there for them emotionally so they can really help the kids adjust to anything or any questions they may have about their adoption.
I always want him to think being adopted is a good thing, that he was wanted. I don't want him to ever think that he wasn't wanted by anyone. He was my wish, he's my everything, and adoption is a good thing. So I would never want him at any age to find out something and be hurt or worried about that this was a bad thing.
My parents pulled me out of school one day for lunch and they were like, yeah, it's true, you're adopted. And I'm just like, what? And I didn't really know what to say. I had like 17,000 different emotions at the time. I was angry, I was sad, confused. You know, I was thinking to myself, I don't know who I am. My entire life is a lie. Who is Cammie?
There are several reasons that parents may have some apprehension about talking to their kids openly about adoption. One can be that they may not have a lot of information, or there might be negative information they have and they're not exactly sure how they want to express that to their kids. It may also be that they feel uncomfortable themselves about how they came to creating their family through adoption. But it's really important that kids know that being adopted is just another way to create a family. It's not a second choice or a second best. So when is the right time to talk to your child about adoption? It really changes over time because kids developmentally have an understanding of the concept of adoption differently. So for instance, with a toddler, they're interested in pretty much the facts. So the facts can be something to the extent of your birth mom and your birth dad were unable to take care of you and wanted for you to have a loving family, and so they placed you for adoption. In those middle years, this is when kids really first realize that there is a loss that has taken place in order for them to be placed for adoption. They are also interested in the facts, and what we can do with those kids is give them a little bit more information. So being able to talk to them about that your mom and dad had trouble keeping a roof over their head, enough food on the table, making sure that you got all of the health and medical needs that you needed met, and they wanted that for you. And then in our teenage years, that's really when the kids want all of the information, and they really should have it because it is their story. And they have the ability to think more analytically. And so here is where we can go into a little bit more depth. Perhaps birth mother and birth father suffered from abuse themselves when they were kids, and they turned to alcohol, for instance, in order to help them forget about some of those feelings.
As I look back at my parents' decision, and I can see the perspective that they had, where I'm just like, they wanted me to have somewhat of a normal childhood where I felt accepted, I felt a part of a family, where there was no question of their loyalty to me or their love for me because I was theirs. But that's not the right way to handle raising a child who's adopted, you know. And so it's important for parents to tell their children, their adopted children, that they're adopted from an early age. But you have to tell them. No matter how that is, you have to tell them. Because the resentment that I had towards my parents affected the relationship that I had with them forever.
It's very important for us to be able to be ready and able to answer our children's questions when they say, why was I adopted? And it is also really important for us not to be disparaging. The reason why it is so important not to be disparaging is because the kids are part of their birth family. And if we're only disparaging about the situation, the only thing that they can relate to, which is part of them and their birth parents, is something that wouldn't be positive.
I think everybody wants to feel that he's my child. And of course I have that too, but you could never have enough people love your child. And if his biological mom gets to the point where she can safely see him, that's just more love for him. So I think that's a good thing for him. I think also parents want to protect their kid. They want to keep him safe. And sometimes parents think that's just you and only you protecting your child. And if the other biological parents are safe for him, then I think that's just more people to love on him. And he deserves that. He deserves to know all the people that are around him.
Foster care is a temporary arrangement. The primary goal is always reunification with families of origin when it is safe. As a result, only a small percentage of children in foster care are adopted each year. Most are returned to their biological families or they go live with relatives. If you are a family who adopted through foster care in Fairfax County and need support, please contact 703-324-7639 and ask to speak to a member of our adoption assistance team. Community adoption resources are available to any adoptive families in our community through our partners, the Center for Adoption Support and Education, and the Northern Post Adoption Consortium.